Orphan. A cold wind brushed through the trees as they pulled into the orphanage's long drive. The tires snapped over gravel, the sky above sagging with winter. Kate clutched her coffee without sipping. She wasn't there out of kindness. She was trying to fix something no one could see. A space had been carved into her life after the loss of her unborn daughter, and every silent moment since had deepened it. Adoption was supposed to help, healing wrapped in paperwork. Instead, she found Esther. The girl stood out immediately, not just for her old-fashioned dresses or perfect posture, but for the way she met their eyes without flinching. Her vocabulary was too precise, her art too advanced, her voice oddly measured. Sister Abigail called her gifted. John smiled. Kate smiled too, but it never touched her stomach. There was something about Esther that didn't sit right. Still, the papers were signed, the goodbyes exchanged, and a new daughter was driven home. At first, Esther was sweetness embodied. She painted. She baked. She called Kate Mommy with just enough warmth to sound real. Max, their youngest, seemed puzzled but quiet. Daniel kept away. John was hopeful. He needed this to work as much as Kate did. But soon, quiet moments stretched too long. Esther appeared in doorways Kate hadn't seen her walk through. Toys ended up in strange places. Smiles came a second too late. Kate tried to believe this was adjustment. New surroundings, new routines. But there was a focus behind Esther's eyes, something watching, not learning. When small things began to go wrong, Esther always had an answer. Broken glass? An accident. A near drowning? Max must have wandered. The explanations were always calm, reasonable, too reasonable. As the days passed, Kate's discomfort hardened into suspicion. Her instincts, once dulled by grief and medication, now sparked awake. She voiced her concerns to John, but he resisted. He reminded her of the drinking, the missed appointments, the stillbirth. To him, her fear looked like weakness returning. Even her therapist, well-meaning but distant, suggested that maybe she was projecting. Sister Abigail returned with questions of her own. There were inconsistencies in Esther's background, lost records, questionable timelines. She said she'd keep digging, said she was worried too. Hours later, her body was found near the roadside. The official story was an accident, but Kate had seen her face before she left the house. She knew what real fear looked like. Max tried to help in the only way she could. Using her hands, she told Kate what she had seen, the treehouse, the heavy object, Esther's silence. Her eyes filled in what her voice couldn't say. Kate listened. She didn't just believe her. She knew. Esther wasn't what she claimed to be. Kate began to search. Medical files, international records, case notes buried beneath layers of bureaucracy. What she found chilled her more than any scream ever could. Esther wasn't a child. She was an adult woman with a rare condition that stunted her growth and masked her age. A woman who had spent years slipping into families, playing daughter until everything around her collapsed. But no one else believed it. Not the agency, not the school, not even John. Esther had charmed them all. She wore innocence like a costume, and every time Kate tried to tear through it, she was accused of cruelty. Esther wasn't just inside their home. She was shaping it, twisting it, turning them against each other. That final night arrived like a held breath. A storm rolled over the house, taking the power with it. Kate moved through the dark with a quiet dread, checking rooms, searching faces. Esther was missing. So were Max and Daniel. Then came the sound. Furniture overturned, voices raised, something broken. The chase led through the woods, down toward the lake. Esther was waiting. She moved with a calm that didn't belong to someone innocent. The fight was clumsy, desperate, full of wild movement and bare hands. The ice beneath them moaned and gave way. Cold water swallowed Esther before she could finish her sentence. Later, the police arrived, the house lit with flashlights and stunned silence. The story they accepted was clean, a tragedy, yes, but nothing they needed to look into further. To them, it was over. Kate knew better. Some nightmares don't live in dreams. They walk beside you, wear ribbons, call you mommy, and wait. Not for a door to open, but for a family to look the other way.